Have you heard about the Promise Unit? The Department of Social Services provides food assistance, housing assistance, uniform assistance, burial assistance, and financial assistance. Promise makes it easy. You can log on via cell phone, your computer, or your tablet. Sign up today at promise.gov.bs. Once you've registered and created a profile, you can call the Promise Customer Contact Center and speak with someone about any inquiries at 1-242-4-PROMISE. That's 242-477-6647.
The acting director of the Department of Social Services is on a shared mission to facilitate help, hope, and opportunity for Bahamians who are in need.
Certainly, when a person is struggling and is in difficulty, they can expect us to assist them as best we can. That is our mandate.
Temporary housing is designed to offer immediate relief during difficult times, but it's crucial that individuals move on as soon as they're able.
There's always a long line of persons who need temporary placement, so we cannot really keep somebody in a temporary shelter indefinitely.
The disruption of the traditional Bahamian family has significantly strained the energy and resources of social services.
If a sister failed to take care of her children, her siblings would take care of their nieces and nephews, etc., or the grandparents would do so. People have moved away from that.
This has been the Heartbeat Brief, an inside look at the Ministry of Social Services, Information and Broadcasting.
Taking social services to the people. Listen, you don't know where we're going to show up, but I am particularly happy about where we are today. This is a period in our country when it is so important to bond. The brokenness that is evidenced in our homes, that spills out into our communities. And sometimes we can become overwhelmed with the headlines of the negative. And of course, we have to all come together to make our country bigger, better, and stronger. But let me tell you, there's hope. And I always say that hope is favorable, confident expectation. And if we are always describing a problem, we can become more of the problem. So today we are at the William A. Pratt School, where there is a deposit of wealth in these young people who have been distracted by things that they should not be doing. But when we look at the volunteers, when we talk to the superintendent, the commissioner that is here over this great work, and we're going to meet her in a minute. We have the permanent secretary with us, and we also have Ernst and Young. I mean, to be able, I want to introduce you to one of the leaders of Ernst & Young, and I gotta tell you, we want to introduce you to the people of the Bahamas, because when Commissioner Greenslade talked about, listen, when she was, let me tell you something, when she was talking about Ernst & Young, I imagined these little gray-haired fellas and oh my goodness, but look at the youth. This is how great our country is. This is a great microcosm of the potential, of the talent, of the generosity that we have. So this is our permanent secretary. Isn't it really so encouraging, Pedro Ramick, to see? This is Ernst & Young. Did you expect to have all these young people?
Actually, I didn't expect to have it, Debbie, but since I have them here, I want to say thank you on behalf of the Ministry of Social Services, Information and Broadcasting, because we have heard nothing but good things from them. Ms. Miranda here has been on the ground for a long period of time. I'm told Superintendent Greenslade just absolutely loves them as a corporate partner, so we say thank you to you. You're always willing to do magnificent things, and today is yet another unveiling of a wonderful event and a great partnership with the leadership of Superintendent Greenslade and her team, and also EY Ernst & Young.
Yes, well, let's talk about what they have done. What is the permanent secretary? What am I talking about? And all the things he has done. Because what Superintendent Greenslade talks about, your generosity. Ms. Miranda, who are you and what are you doing as one of the leaders in Ernst & Young to make such a difference here at Willamette Pratt?
So first, I'll be remiss to, exclude the partners who actually chairs and spearheads and lead. We have Michelle Thompson, who's our country managing partner. Actually, she's our regional managing partner. She is the first female in the Bahamas. We have Tiffany Pilcher. She is the lead over the corporate social responsibility now for the Bahamas. We have Lanishka McSweeney. She aligns, each partner aligns with a organization. So Lanishka leads the Elizabeth Estates Home. However, all of them are traveling. So I chair the committee along with them. And we have other committee members who's out here as well as our interns, because we have interns every year. And we thought this was a great opportunity for them to come in and see that, at EY, it's not all about auditing. It's not all about, servicing the clients. It's about getting out there and making a difference in the community. I'm wearing this shirt. This was our slogan, building a better working world, but our motto has now changed to shape the future with confidence. So the theme today is our future, our children. And we've been in partnership with Elizabeth Estates for like over 20 years. Nazareth Center, over 20 years, Binley Lane, over 20 years. And, as we were going through and talking, and we realized we have the Willamette Pratt Center, and we don't want any child to get left behind. Despite their situations, these are the children of the future. We can't do it alone. And it's in building a better working world, shaping the future with confidence, and at EY, we're all in.
What motivates you?
So, at the age of 18, I realized I always gravitated to the underdogs. And when I say underdogs, going through primary school, I would give my lunch back. I always gave of myself because I always felt to whom much is given, much is received, right? So that's like one of my main goals. I live by that principle in the Bible because I feel like I'm blessed. I may not have an abundance, but I'm blessed. And so when I went to EY, I had already started my own initiative with the Nazareth Center. So the girls that's out there now, who's females, making a difference in the world, I knew them from they were babies. And I followed them, so I knew that after Nazareth Center, they go to Elizabeth Estates. And I guess, for me, pouring into young girls and even young men, I feel like if they have a community and they see that everyone has not given up on them, it makes a huge difference. Coming from broken homes, it doesn't determine your future. You have an opportunity to make a difference, and EY is here to make a difference. I'm here to make a difference. If I can do it alone, I will do it alone. But it takes a village, and we're out here as a village.
Come, I want to do a little tour now because all those PS, all of those nice, look, that's all the investment. So you all come, let's do a little walk. Come.
So the umbrellas,
let's go, let's hit. Yes.
Table, so
let's walk and talk. Let's walk and talk. Come on, let's go. Yeah, let's go.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
No, I know. We can't.
We did the umbrellas and the tables. What we wanted to do, we wanted to expose the girls at the Willamette Pratt Center. Like if you go to dinner, or if you go to, it's summertime, people go to the beach, they go, I don't want to say a club, but they sit at a restaurant per se. So you get to sit outside if you're on the beach, and you eat at a table. So we want them to know that while you're here, we're exposing you to what's on the outside. You have something to look forward to. So we're going to prime you here, so when you get out there, nobody can come and say, oh, we're exposing you to this. Been there, done that.
Absolutely. What's your name?
DeAndre Cobbs. How are you, Mom?
How are you?
Very well. How are you?
So what motivates you? Why is this important?
I'm a product of a great institution in St. Augustine's. And one thing I learned at St. Augustine's was you have to look out for those who need it most. And too often in our country, those who need it most are most neglected, ignored, especially those who are considered at risk. So today I think is a great investment. You just look at it. It's a great investment in who we consider at risk, but the at risk is going to be at benefit to this country one day, and I hope to be a part of that.
At risk will become at benefit. Well, you need to put that on a T-shirt or something. Write it down somewhere. And your name?
Shekinah Roll.
Shekinah Roll. What motivates you?
What motivates me? I would say my family motivates me. Just being able to make them proud, see the smiles on their faces. It just means everything to me.
Anything special about being here?
Yes, it is. This has been a really valuable experience, just being able to help out wherever I'm needed and just seeing the smiles on their faces, the interaction. It's been the best.
You know, it's really good because my mother, she went to the Elizabeth Estates Home for 25 years, non-stop. So, and my brother, we used to go to the Ranfurly home all our young lives. And we took one of them out in our home and brought him straight through high school. Now he's one of the managers in a very huge organization in on Paradise. And so that's the community, P.S. we were brought up in. We were brought up in a community where we love one another. You know, we knew we used to share the pot of the neighbor. You're too young to know that age.
But you borrow sugar from the next person.
But yes.
But some, we don't even know our neighbors.
Yes. And you know, Ms. Polak, you are responsible for community and all of that kind of stuff, working in social services to bring community back. So, this is a community. They are really looking so pleasant, so comfortable. What is this community? How are we doing? You think we could get community back?
I absolutely do think so, Dr. Bartlett, and I think that Ernst & Young is doing a fabulous job in showing how that can happen with our corporate Bahamas and our government. The government cannot do it all. And so the more we collaborate, the more hands, the lighter the work. And I want to thank them personally and publicly for the work that they've been doing over these many years for our young people.
Yes, you have the awesome responsibility of being in public service for how many years?
Over 35.
Over 35 years. Oh my Lord, let's digress. Let's digress.
Wow.
Oh, now why'd she do that? Look how she teased us. Bought the Scotch conch. Look, we can take a break right after the PS. We can take a break. We gotta go get some of that Scotch conch. Hey! Oh Lord, that made me can't think now. But you have to stay tuned to this program because we're going to talk to one of the young ladies who has been hurt inside, but there is a giant inside because of this love that surrounds them that we are determined to see that they fulfill their purpose. P.S. 35 years, and you've been through the public service, and sometimes we just look at the mechanics of what a leader does and signing off and approving, but what about the human side and you? When you look and hear about even the headlines where so many of our teenagers, men and women, boys and girls, being scarred, being even murdered, what does this sort of responsibility that's on your shoulders for social services, what does this mean to you?
Well, Debbie, I have to say that it is truly an awesome responsibility for any permanent secretary, I would say, and for anyone in general in leadership, particularly in this portfolio, because I say to persons, it's not a glamorous one. My minister says it's not a sexy one. And perhaps it's because it's one of those that while others touch the people, we are actually at the heart of everything, at the heart of it, meaning that whatever happens and what we fail to do has a very significant impact on the individual, on family life, on community life. But here's the thing, everyone puts it at the doorstep of social services, and we've been trying to share and say, listen, we understand what we should do, and we are trying to be better at what we should be doing. But we want you to step up and meet us halfway. Today is one of those moments that we can celebrate and say that corporate Bahamas has stepped up. There are so many ways that we can see persons coming to the forefront, persons of means, companies of means. They look around, they speak of persons who live in shelter life, Why can't people do better? Why can't these children be this way? Well, it is what is being poured into them. It is the environment in which they find themselves. If we want to help and we know that it is not what it should be, then get involved. Start mentoring, start building. Not only figuratively building a character or pouring into a child, but I mean physically also building. If you have the might corporately to do it, then come and approach the government, and perhaps even outside of the government you may wish to create something and say, look, I didn't trouble you with it, I've done it. And we understand that government has its responsibilities, but we can't do it alone. We cannot do it alone. So this is a cry for help, to say, listen, come to the table and join us. The great minds that you have out there can match those that are here. They may be here, they may be tired, they may need a little prodding, but they are here. And we are going to get this right, because the Bahamas has a wonderful future ahead. We may be seeing some things presenting in our children now that we do not like, but we can turn it around. We can turn it around by taking an interest in another person's child. A child can still be yours even though you did not give birth to the child. Adopt that child, love that child, embrace that child wherever you meet that child, instead of having a harsh response. And what you see very often in the public is you see people using profanity with the child, and they do it so easily. And then you hear a child using profanity and you're like, oh my goodness, this is what is coming out of a 5-year-old's mouth. But it comes out the mouth because they've heard it from an adult. It's in their environment. How do you change that? Gently pull them aside, speak to them, hug them. Now that's not right. But if you are going to keep them steeped in that environment, what is the chance of them breaking away from that? So consistently, every one of us, as persons residing in this beautiful country we called our own, we have to, one, love each other more. So show some grace is what I say. Show some grace. Be more tolerant, less judgmental as well. And just simply try and help. If you can't help a situation, maybe sometimes it's just be quiet and keep that thought to yourself, because that thought can actually send somebody over the edge.
Here, let me be not as polite. Sip your lip. That's what it is. So listen, you said something else this week, because I can't talk anymore. I got to go get some of that Scotch Count. But I just wanted to end this segment and want you to come and share some Scotch Count with us. But you talked about having, just adopting children. But do you know what? Parenting means the dignity and character. Oh, I really have to hurry up now.
They brought it to you.
Yes, look, they brought it. This is Kenneth Clark, our photographer. Yes, he always is just thinking, you're just first class, okay? We got some first class men. You see that good looking one we just spoke? Look at him right there. Hi. Yeah. We have some first class men here. And when we have more men and we uplift more of our good men, we're going to have stronger families. We can't have a strong nation without strong families.
Balance.
So that parenting means the dignity and character between an adult and a child. So you don't have to born that child. You can just make sure that there's some dignity, there's nurturing that child.
That's right.
Listen, we coming back. It's going to even get better, okay? Stay tuned. Taking social services to the people. Back in a moment.
Strong family bonds provide a crucial support system, often filling the gaps that might otherwise lead to reliance on social assistance.
If we get the family structure support system right, you won't see adult children willingly putting their parents in senior citizens' homes. You won't see anyone putting children up for adoption. We should be the safety net for when the family begins to have some challenges.
Addressing the root causes of dependency is essential, as our goal is to shift the focus from merely providing aid to fostering self-reliance.
We must be prepared to move persons from dependency to self-sufficiency to economic empowerment. And I'm asking the public to join us on this journey.
This has been the Heartbeat Brief, an inside look at the Ministry of Social Services, Information and Broadcasting.
Welcome back to Taking Social Services to the People. Just before we took the break, you saw that the superintendent of the William A. Pratt School here, oh Lord, she bought that scorched conch. Oh no, goodness. If you saw the minister's head in that plate, we had to make sure, clear everything off. Wasn't that enjoyable, Minister? This is, in case you haven't met him before, because I know we're all through the family islands in the world, this is the Minister of Social Services, Information and Broadcasting, the Honorable Miles LaRota. We're spending just the eve of Independence at William A. Pratt. We have Independence tomorrow, but by the time you see this program, it's going to be Family Week. This is the visionary who is insisting that if we are going to build a nation, we have to build our family. Welcome, Minister.
Thank you very much, Debbie. It's a pleasure to be here, to be around these young kids. I commend the individuals responsible, Superintendent Greenslade, who is doing a splendid job here, Basil Johnson, who is at Simpson Penn, and the staff leadership at Social Services. Sometimes politicians get too much credit. I guess I look good because I have a very good team with me. But we want to bring the message of happy independence and to let the kids, some of them who have had some missteps in life, know that it's not where you start, it's where you finish, and that the Bahamas, the country is dependent on them becoming successful, for the country to be successful, and to also let them know, because a lot of them are very young, they don't really comprehend what independence was. I spoke at a function this morning, and I had to remind some of the summer students in the room that I was born into the Bahamas that had pounds, shillings, and pence, where there was no national insurance, there was no central bank, as some of the institutions that we take for granted now, that Government High is where the present UB is situated. And so sometimes you have to let kids, let that sink in, that we're a country that's come a long way in the past 52 years, and that they're going to play a chapter in the next chapter of the Bahamas, and we need them to be prepared, and we need them to be their best self.
What does this mean to family? You know, these are young women, and we have some young boys here from Simpson Penn, but we hear about all the rebellion and the challenges that we're having with our teens. The whole vision of building family for a stronger nation. You're here, I think this is a departure from the norm in this kind of season. Why is this important?
Well, as we talk about families, we talk about the schools that are here, Simpson Penn and William A. Pratt, but they are just the symptoms of a wider problem. It's not uncommon that these same kids were born into broken homes, that the murders and other negative impacts on the country reverberates in the kids. And so it's not uncommon to when you talk to these kids, you get a story of a dysfunctional home. Not all, but a lot of them come from dysfunctional background. And how do we expect our kids, because they're born with a clean slate, how do we expect them to thrive when the system they were born into is broken, and the system that they were born in is dysfunctional, and they don't have the support mechanisms for them to thrive and to be successful? And so we go back to basics: strong family, strong community, stronger country.
I just want to, and I can't let you sit here and not ask you about the contribution in the budget debate, where you talked about your concern for the growing levels of prostitution with children. That was a bold step. I mean, if we're going to be really honest, sometimes we like to hide the problems and put it under the bushel. Why was that important for you to bring to the public?
Well, firstly, if you read the comments that came out, I don't think it was as bold as some people is making out to be, because Joe Blow on the street is quite aware. There may be others who are living in their cocoons who do not have to deal with some of the challenges every day. And I don't say that maliciously, but I also have to explain that the prostitution is not just a mother who puts her daughter on the street and say that's there. Sometimes it's more covert or overt. You have acts of omission, not just acts of commission. And so material things are brought in. Older men dating younger daughters. Mothers are in a position where they can't make ends meet. And so sometimes they are complicit in some of these acts. And because they are the adults, these things happen. And it's one thing to note the problem. Now we have to work on the solution. What are we going to do as a country? Whether it's just through legislation or whether it's through the whole community realizing what this problem is and come together. And it's not just cliche, come together and address the problem. I cannot let this rest without, echoing the sentiments of the Minister for Education, Glenys Hanna-Martin, and she is very strong on this. Yeah, you've told us what the problem is. Now, what is the solution? How are we going to get from the situation we are in to a better one? And there are plans in various ministries that has been put out by youth and sports, by social services, by health and wellness, by education to reduce this problem incrementally until we get to the point where it's virtually eradicated.
Is there any point where there's intentional strategy for all those ministries to come together united? Our goal, as stated, together we rise.
Well, it's funny that you asked that, Debbie. This morning I attended a function at the Sir Franklin Wilson's Auditorium, hosted by the Ministry of Health and Wellness. And coming out of that meeting was a pledge for multi-departmental collaboration. And when we say collaboration, we're not talking about just putting things on the desk and collaborate. We're talking about a short period of time where education, where health, where youth and sports, social services, and a few other government agencies get together and find ways to thrash out some of the ills that are affecting our country, in particular our youth.
Well, it's amazing that you should say that, because social services has started that with national security and to some degree of education. So as we wrap this segment up, because we also want to talk to the superintendent, Greenslade. She's in there making all that delicious cuisine. She's a chef, as you are a chef.
Yes, she is. She's a different breed. She brings that energy. She brings the care, and she has a good team around her to show these girls it's not just about the stick. They're carrots also, and I could feel in my meeting with her and the superintendent of Simpson Pen, Johnson, that this is not just a paycheck for them. This is something that they have bought into, and they are doing their best and to find ways. And you look around here, we see this event is sponsored by EY. And that's a positive thing, because the government cannot do it all. And so Ernst & Young should be commended as a good corporate sponsor. The superintendent sing their praises all the time. She says, well, they got you, Minister, they got us. And I just want to thank them for the support. Look at the faces of these young ladies and the young men around here. Hope is not lost. Hope is not lost. It just takes a concerted effort, continued effort, to build on initiatives like this and others set out by the staff and leadership of the team at Social Services. That includes Simpson Penn and Willa Mae Pratt, to try create an environment for our young kids there, because the story don't end here. The story ends when they move outside of this gate. What kind of kids or what kind of adults they're going to be putting out into the real world. And I think there are good foundational programs here to equip those children to be productive in our society, because the country really needs them.
Minister just said, hope is not lost. Hope is favorable, confident expectation. We have hope. We'll be back in a moment.
The Ministry of Social Services, Information and Broadcasting is partnering with the Bahamas Christian Council to help build stronger Bahamian families.
I believe that our ultimate experience in living begins with God and family.
Our purpose is to facilitate, guide, inspire, and equip you to have a better life.
And a strong family foundation begins with each of us trying to become better individuals.
Let's unite for a stronger Bahamas.
This message is brought to you by the Ministry of Social Services, Information and Broadcasting, the heartbeat of the nation, leading Bahamians from dependency to self-sufficiency to economic empowerment.
I'm with EY, and I believe that it's important for me to be here because I think it's good to set an example for the youth and just to give back to the community.
And it's great to speak with the young kids about what their future could be if they don't take caution. And as you can look around, we're actually enjoying the event. We're grilling, we have popcorn, candy, ice cream, snow cone, hot dogs and hamburgers. And as you can see, the kids are loving it and I'm loving it as well.
Welcome back to Taking Social Services to the People. Growth is holistic. We need all parts and everything is in its season. There's a time that we sit in the classroom, there's a time when we go to church, there's a time when we study, there's a time when we have some fun. Look, and what is this doing? Because, you know, relationship means connection. And the problem that we are having is that the relationships in the homes are disconnected. Then we see the dysfunctionality in our society, and then schools like Willa Mae Pratt and also the Simpson Penn are necessary. When we bond like this and have this kind of relationship, rich, qualitative, visionary. And I tell you something, just to hear about the fruit of the leaders who are investing their time, their love, their skill, their vision into institutions like this. I want you to meet some that some of you have not met before, most of you have not met before, but they're making a very critical difference. We have the chaplain here at Willa Mae Pratt, and I want you, Chaplain Samantha, introduce yourself because they're watching you around the world.
Yes, good afternoon. Good afternoon, Bahamas. I am Samantha L. Evans, and I'm the chaplain here at the Willa Mae Pratt Center for Girls, and it is a phenomenal place. We can use all the help we can get, but I'm so grateful to be a part of helping this generation and helping to steer them forward.
And of course, this is good superintendent of the Simpson Penn. Now, I could go off note. I'm authorized to go off note. You know, one of the things that the Bahamas, we have some beautiful people. And sometimes we don't like to say it. Both of you are so beautiful. I mean, when Bahamians arrive, first class has arrived. So now we got a first class superintendent.
Okay.
So tell me, introduce yourself first.
My name is Basil Johnson, Superintendent of Simpson Penn Center for Boys, and I'm so grateful to be here today to support our Superintendent Green Slade at the Willie Mae Pratt Center for Girls, where she's doing a tremendous job pouring into the lives of these young individuals along with her awesome team. And so I'm grateful to be here today.
You know what's important about what he just said? We're not here to compete. We're here to complete. He didn't have a problem in giving the superintendent, a thumbs up, let's do this. And I want to hear from both of you, what is missing? What is causing the brokenness? What is fueling the rebellion?
Based on data, when we do our surveys, we're able to see that the family structure is being broken down, and we have young boys that are dealing with emotional scars. And so it's going to take a process in order to redo some of the challenges that these young boys would have experienced in their early life.
And what is it mostly? I mean, is it domestic abuse? Is it the children seeing their parents or the adults in their life having sex openly?
Based on the data, we have, out of 23 boys, we did a survey, and about 19 of those young boys would have lost their father to murder. And so the pain and the wound is deep. And so we need individuals with the skill set to be able to minister to these young boys who would have experienced such a tremendous loss in their life.
And as chaplain Samantha, what is your perspective? Because you get to hear, you not only pray, that the spiritual part of this holistic approach to healing, restoration. What do you find?
Well, what I found is that it starts from the home. The walls of the homes of the family are breached. And so as much as we can do our best to work with the girls and get them the help they need and work with the boys, when they leave, they return to that broken home. And so what is really, really needed is, as we're mentoring the girls, someone needs to mentor the parents. Their moms, their dads that need that mentoring and that help. It would be so good if while the children are here or at Simpson Penn, the parents are in a program to help them, so when their children are returned to them, the cycle isn't repeated, so that we don't have to see return young ladies back, after a few months back in the facility because they've returned to the same place they've come to and just repeat the cycle.
I want both of you, because we're going to go into meet with the Superintendent Green Slade. And come, Green Slade. We were coming there to you. We were coming there to you. We were coming. Don't you listen? This is very organic, okay? So we go as the spirit flow. Hey, I don't want y'all to move, No, because we can go over there because we just were talking about you. Listen, I said just now to the superintendent, come follow, man. Let's move. Yeah, we move with the boss of Willie Mae. We come to you. Yeah, she's just right there getting down home. This is your day. You cheated with that scorch count.
My goodness.
Oh, it wasn't that scorch count.
Amazing.
Amazing. Oh, I believe you put all your toes in there. Oh my God, that was really good. But you've been working me hard, so I haven't had any of the conch fritter yet. None of the conch fritter. It looks good. And that cheeseburger, you holding on to her tight. By the way, this is the leader of the Willie Mae Pratt superintendent. Introduce yourself, Superintendent.
I'm Superintendent Monique Green Slade, and this is my assistant, Lavon Sanders.
Miss Sanders, listen, it's so good. Isn't it good to see team?
Yes.
Yeah, you can tell. See, this isn't made for TV. This is the organic love That is what we have to do throughout the Bahamas if we're going to get our young people healed. What does this mean to you? What does this day mean to you, Superintendent?
Listen to me. This is everything to me. This means so much to me. This is like a dream come true. To see all the minister children under one roof, just having a wonderful, wonderful time on the eve of our independence. This is huge. This is fantastic. This is me. This is my dream come true. I'm living my best life.
Hey, we want to get that from Ms. Sanders as well. What does this day mean to you?
It means everything to me to see my boss enjoying herself and giving her all in all to the children. I must say, these children come first. We come next.
Oh, that's
she will go the extra mile for them. She will.
And they say success is in the extra. But you know, I am always so inspired when I talk to those of you, particularly I just met in this capacity. I know the chaplain, Evans, you know, her husband is a great spiritual leader in the country, and they both serve with such patriotic care and love. Love is known by the action it prompts, and man, this is just right here, full of love. But
Chef.
That's the chef. Chef, oh Lord, Chef, he. Some of us duck the camera. But listen, I want us to have a little quick discussion right here on the children. We talked about the pain and the attitude of the children that come in here, and some of them are not exposed. Some of them don't have a grasp on the basics of hygiene. Speak to what comes in here and what you aim to have leave here.
You know, this is not an institution. It's a home away from home. I'm sorry. It's a home where our young ladies are taught how to become a young woman. They are taught everything. They are taught anger management, conflict resolution. They are taught how to cook, how to sew, how to groom themselves, how to take care of themselves. They are taught everything. It's very important that we teach them so they can become better individuals. No individual under my leadership will leave the William A. Pratt the way they came. I can guarantee you transformation, reform, and rehabilitation is real at the William A. Pratt. This is a home. This is not an institution. I refuse to accept this being an institution. This is a home away from home.
I repent because in the beginning of the program I talked about the institution, William A. Pratt. Let's get it right. It's a home. I want each of you, before we take a break, to just think about one example of what moved you the most. Somebody who has come in broken and what they came broken with and how they were transformed.
Again, I want to apologize for you. No child is broken. Because if you drop something on the ground and it breaks, you may never be able to put it back again. And so they may have different issues when they come here, or different challenges or behavior problems. But I can assure you that the biggest thing for me is to make certain that the love is given, that I understand the reason why they're here. I don't get so caught up with the way they came here. I'm caught up the way they're going to leave here. Education is important. Hygiene is important. Grooming is important. More important, I see them as the future of this country. I see them as me. I see them as persons who will aspire to become whatever they want to be in life. I had residents leave here, went to college, went to university. Last year, at the BGCSEs, I had 5 residents pass more than 5 BGCSEs with C and above. I had a resident leave here and went to Snow University. I had a resident left here and attended University of the Bahamas. So under here, I can assure you and the public that change is happening, reform is happening, reformation is happening, and more important, transformation is happening for successful reintegration into society. These young ladies are our future, and they will be our future.
With such conviction, but you know something? There are there are cultural sayings, and I believe I'm someone who understand and believe and know that words shape your world. And those of us who are conscious of it make mistakes. Now, she just corrected me. And that's what life is all about. We all can do better and be better. And iron sharpens iron, and she corrected me for the second time on the air that me ain't broken. There's me not Humpty Dumpty. But the reason I am asking, and that's it, unconditional love doesn't make a judgment. For those of you who didn't have exposure to this love here, let me tell you something. Sometimes when we hear about the pain or we know of the crime or the unfortunate behavior of someone, we distance them. We reject them. That's what we have, a nation of rejection. What is rejection? When you throw people away with your attitude because we know that there's a history. And so the reason I take the correction about broken, but I'm still coming back to my question for all of you all, because let me tell you, some people live with it and deny it. And when you talk specifically about the problem, they now remember, well, that's what I do. That's what my neighbor did. Oh yeah, that's what my brother used to do to his children. And we need to now connect the dots. What that relationship is, connection. And we need more quality relationships like what you all are creating in Willa Mae Pratt and in Simpson Penn. So I coming at you one more time before I come. I want to hear something. I want to hear some of the things the country needs to know. People can only act on what they know. And they don't know all these things you'll see.
It's sad that a lot of people believe that persons who are charged with crimes are here. But I let them know, I don't have one child at the Willa Mae Pratt that is charged with a crime. All of these children are here, they're on care orders, meaning they have behavioral issues. But what we do here is we give them hope. Hope for a better tomorrow and a brighter future. We give them opportunity to become a doctor, a lawyer, entrepreneur, a cosmetologist, opportunity to become a technician, a seamstress, whatever you desire to be in life that your society didn't give you. If you came here, you're gonna leave with it. More importantly, we give you the hope. Hope is we're gonna help other people excel. We're changing lives. We're transforming. I believe in transformation. I believe in change. I am a correctional officer at heart. I believe in a better tomorrow. And more importantly, what society doesn't know is in order to change one mindset, you have to change the environment. That's why this is a healthy environment. This is a very healthy environment. We have a cosmetologist lab, we have a doctor office, we have activities room. The children are afforded the same opportunity that those have in the community, but on a smaller scale. They go to Atlantis, they go to Bahama, they go to Fusion, they go to church. Church is a must. And so we sow into them, we believe in them, we love them, we care for them, we understand them. More importantly, they are part of me. They are me. They what I live for right now, believe it or not. I live for the children who are housed at the Willa Mae Pratt. They're my babies. I love them.
But you see, that's what parenting means right there, right? The dignity and character between the adult and the child. You respond. What is it? You have to go away.
I'm going to cook.
You're going to cook?
What I do is, let me say this to you. Before I became a correctional officer, I wanted to be a chef. And so to help change these children's lives, when I started a pot, I said, I love you. This has to be, like off the chart, off the chain. All I know is that In order to help bring about change, you must introduce them to the best of the best, and that is in the kitchen, the food.
The food. I with that. That's why I can't get rid of this. I'm working on it.
Now you come to
Simpson
Pen, baby.
now you come.
Simpson Pen Day.
Yeah, yes. I'm coming to the Simpson Pen for the Simpson Pen Day. But they get that much love over there?
I wouldn't compare her love with what I do at the Simpson Pen Center for Boys. I would have worked with these young boys there for the past 27 years, volunteering my service not only at Simpson Pen, but also at the adolescent ward at SRC. I spent about 20 years at BDocs as well, pouring into the lives of the residents there, as well as in the hospital, Great Commission Ministry. And so Simpson Pen for Boys is just a part of my contribution back to society as a whole, to give these young boys an opportunity so that they can be able to soar, help them know that there is an alternative. They don't have to resort to what is happening in their community, that they can be the ones who can make a difference in society and become productive citizens of the Commonwealth of the Bahamas.
I'm still coming back. I want to know one thing that shake your emotion and say, oh God, I can get this fella out of this.
Based on the kind of young individuals that comes to the Simpson Pen Center for Boys, I give everybody a clean slate. No matter what your charges may be, once you come there, I give you a clean slate. And we build relationship. It's not a one-size-fits-all. And so you're not a number, you're an individual. And so we give you the kind of care and compassion and love as well, the kind of attention that you need, that you should have received. And so I believe also that society has failed some of these individuals. There's no way that an individual can come there at the age of 16 and cannot and don't even know how to say the alphabet, So you did not fail at Simpson Pen Center for Boys, and you're not a failure. And so we go from scratch and help to build them as individuals, build their self-esteem, help them to know that they are important. You may have made a mistake, but you are not a mistake. You are somebody, you are special, and you are loved.
Chaplain Samantha.
There was one day I did a demonstration with a resident that was very depressed, felt a little suicidal, was really, really down, felt worthless, useless, nobody wants me, I have no purpose. And I simply took a pencil, a regular sharpened number 2 pencil, and I broke it. And I said to her, even though this is broken, if I sharpen this still has purpose. Is it not still a pencil? Yes, it's a pencil, Miss Evans. Can I use the eraser? Yes, you can. They're all different. The stories are different. The stories are intense. But it starts with love. If you embrace them and give them a safe space to make them comfortable enough to open and share, you must also be honest with them. Love has a face, and that face should look like me. That face should look like every leader, every worker in this place. Love is like the root for anything to flourish. The greatest thing for me is to see the lives transform when they leave. When they come back through that door, not because they were sent here by the courts, but they buzz the door and say, we've just come to say hello. I've just come to say I'm back in school. It's been hard, but I'm doing better. I don't want to return. I'm going to make something out of my life. A transformed life, it's priceless. And that's what we're working on, transforming lives. This is not a daycare center. We're not here, okay, they send you here, you're bad, you're in lockup, you have nothing to do. No, we want to work with you because even dirt has a purpose. From dirt grows the most beautiful flowers. The luscious trees with the juicy fruits and even dirt. Yes, and the banana.
Go to the word the Lord hath made.
Come here. Come sing that.
Yes, yes,
All right, get in the back. You just jumped into the interview and you were singing something that sounded so good. You want to sing one day?
No.
What you want to do one day?
Kill.
Oh.
Kill the people who trying to rape people.
Kill the people. But you know, killing is not the answer, right?
I want to be a police.
You want to be a police? That is really good. So sing that song before you go.
Go to the word the Lord hath made.
All righty. Okay, well, listen to me. You know, you talked about dirt. We close here. You talk about dirt. You know, the Lord said He formed us from the dirt.
Yes.
With His own hands.
Okay. Right now.
And you know, I don't know where this mean spirit come from in the Bahamas, because that's not Bahamian. No. We have to call it like it is, and we have to evaluate ourselves. But you know, as we close, love is known by the action it prompts. And two things I want to close with. I feel your love. I feel that they are leaders and our children are being governed by that fruit of the spirit of peace and love and kindness with investing. I just want to say thank you. I mean, you know, Miss Greenslade in the kitchen, she go in there, she's stirring that pot and thing like that. But you hear what she say? Stirring it for her children. Let's stir this pot of love in the Bahamas for our children. And guess what? She ain't born none of these children, but they have children.
That's right.
We have some children. I don't have any children, but I have children.
Yes.
Final word. Say good night.
I'm so grateful once again for Superintendent Greenslade inviting me over to come to the Willamette Pratt Center for Girls, and I'm grateful to be here today.
I'm also grateful to be a part and to see the girls jump in and help to prepare. They were so excited. And for them to have this means so much. But thank you all for being a part of this. This is totally awesome.
We're going to go taking social services to the people. This nation has a prophetic declaration. This ministry, social services, is the heartbeat of the nation. Our heart is getting stronger as a nation because of the love and dedication of some of the greatest professionals in the ministry of social services, information, and broadcasting. But let's not forget the declaration, and be sure that we are part of the solution, that this country will be the greatest little nation in the world. We're right on the way. Let's change the headlines. Let's continue to see more Aisha Bowles or Edgecombe at the NBA. Look, we got more NBA players than people, and the minister said, I think earlier today, than China. So we're going to say good night to you. Good day, whatever part of the world you're in. And we are sending you hope and love from Paradise, Bahamas.
This has been a production of the Ministry of Social Services, Information and Broadcasting, the heartbeat of the nation, where we move our clients from dependency to self-sufficiency to economic empowerment.